issue is the Five of Swords, and I'm going to clarify. The Five of Swords can be a card about conflict. It's a card about people not communicating their true feelings, okay? I'm going to clarify it for you. And it comes with the Four of Swords, okay? So there's a lack of clarity. I think the lack of clarity is coming from someone who's withdrawing because of fear. Because this is what's coming at you from the environment. It's my classic PSD card, okay? I've been hurt before and you're not going to hurt me again. So I don't know if this is you or someone else. I think it's more likely someone that you're dealing with, Libra, who's got these traits. Anyhow, there's miscommunication or there's no communication going on. That is the overall message. The past you've got is the Tower card. The Tower card is that epiphany. It's a wake-up call. It's about trying to cut away, trying to get to the truth of a situation, basically. I love the Tower card. It's one of my favourite cards. It's about the old falling down, all the old conditions. Sometimes the Tower card appears when someone realises that the person they've been trying to love isn't available to love. Not because there's anything wrong with you, but because they're not turning up the way that you need them to be, Libra, okay? And yet, the Tower card is with the Fool card. So maybe some Libras have had to set themselves free from a bond where they've realised that they're not getting loved in the way that they should be loved. Because the Tower with the Fool is cutting through the old dross to reveal the truth of something, okay? Because there's definitely issues about communication and people not expressing their true feelings. The present is the Two of Wands, okay? So the Two of Wands is one of these cards that I really like. You've already revealed some truth to yourself, okay? There's some new truth and some freedom coming through. You've already picked up the Ace of Wands, and then you're on a journey and you've got to this Two of Wands where some decisions need to be made about the future. There's a sense of you looking out into the world and trying to make some decisions about what you're going to do and who you're going to do it with, okay? It's with the Sun card again. So the Sun card is about new illumination, new growth and new life. So some Librans are just bringing clarity to where they want to go with their future. You've broken down a lot of old illusions. That's what the Tower card means. A lot of you have set yourself free. You're very much this Fool card. And then the Sun is about new life and new growth. And there's definitely, maybe some Libras need to take a leap of faith. You need to break away from whoever or whatever was blocking this flow of love. Because that's exactly what I'm picking up here. Your future is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about a desire to expand beyond your present set of circumstances. I think for some Librans there's been a huge growth process here. So the Three of Wands is a desire to expand beyond your limits. Maybe those limits have been put down for you by being in a relationship with someone who wasn't turning up the way that you needed them to be. Because it's with the Strength card, which is overcoming difficulties. So the Lion would be anything. It can be our fear-based thinking, our desire Because we all have this desire. We meet people in life and they don't love us the way that we need to be loved. So that lion would have us trying to change, trying to make someone into what they're not. When we get to the Fool and the Tower and the Sun, we've come to a point of realization about our own worth, and we no longer try and get something from someone who cannot give us what we need. We're sort of liberating ourselves from old karmic bonds and setting ourselves free. And you're setting yourself free. There might still be a sense of waiting in June for the ship to come in. You sort of liberated yourself, and you're still at that point of waiting to see where your new destiny is going to be. So a lot of your job might be overcoming that small sense of self. So that small sense of self would be, I need this person to love me, rather than a sense of, now I'll allow the divine to dictate the course of my life, and not the limited picture of what I want my life to look like. Very, very liberating here, Libra. And I still think you're liberating yourself from someone who's maybe got a very wounded sense of self-identity. So not being able to meet you as an equal, although your best path to follow is the Page of Swords. So you are being asked to communicate and express yourself. To this King of Wands, okay? He's a fire sign, tends to be, or it's a relationship that's very passionate. So this is the best path to follow. But this page is looking back at these cards. I think for some Librans, some of yous are leaving something behind. I'm not sure what or who it is. It's most likely a relationship that's not being fulfilling your needs, okay? Someone's got a wounded sense of identity. And when we have a wounded sense of identity, we can't turn up and love someone. Not properly anyhow. There might be loads of passion, but there's not a soulmate relationship. Your best path to follow is communicating with this King of Wands. This could be a new love interest coming through, which is taking you away from where you've been in the past. The Page of Wands swords can be a very impatient energy. I don't really like this Page of Swords because when I've got him, I feel really impulsive. And I want it yesterday. And that's why you've been asked to temper yourself a little bit. To be gentle with this lion, to be patient, to be compassionate. Because the Page of Swords has got a very impatient energy. And I think you've been asked to slow it all down. Because what's the hurry, Libra? Because love doesn't hurry. The universe has got its own timing. And when we are trying to push the course of love, it means we're in quite a limited sense of self. And you've been asked to show compassion and kindness to that. To have this infinity symbol, it's about showing kindness to yourself, but very much about impatience. Because when we're in that hot energy, we just want everything now. That is not going to happen, okay? In your environment, you've got the Nine of Wands. I think this is who this Five of Swords is. And the Tower. I think it's about... The Nine of Wands is a classic PSD card. Someone really defending their territory and really holding back the love energy. I'm not getting this as you, Libra. I'm getting this as someone in your environment who you've been relating to. And this is why you've had this Tower card. You've had to set yourself free from it. And the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is a strange card. It's got multiple meanings, but it's a sense of, miscommunication. It might be communication that hurts. There's a conversation going on, but there's nothing really been said. There's a sense of unease here for me. And your hopes and fears is the World card. So the World card is completing a whole cycle of your life so you can move forward to a new one. I think some of you might want to move forward with this King of Wands. But the Page of Swords wants it yesterday, okay? You are being asked to communicate, but to keep working with your with impatience, impulsiveness. Keep everything slow and everything very gentle here, Libra. Be gentle with yourself and gentle with this king, because some of you really want to move forward to complete one chapter of your life and move forward to a new one. The Major Arcana is pushing you to have this sense of completeness. But when the Strength card shows up, it's always a call to be allowing and to be patient. There's no way around it, guys, okay? That's its message. The outcome is the High Priestess. The High Priestess can relate to a very spiritual bond with someone else, okay? It's one of these bonds where you don't even have to be together to be together. That's what it tends to mean in a love reading. It's also a bit going within. And yeah, it's definitely a bit going within, but it's a very, very strange love card because it definitely represents a very, very mystical bond between two people. I really, really like it in a love reading. But I'm wondering if it's a message because of the Strength card. I think some of you might be waiting on this King of Wands to take action here. Could be a fire sign, or it could be someone that you've got an interest in, but they're not totally available and you're waiting for them so you can complete a process. It looks like it's not all going to happen in the month of June, okay? I think some of you have also had a love interest with someone who's been very, very wounded, okay? So they keep you out of it, Libra. And it's led to that Five of Swords, a lot of miscommunication or no communication at all, okay? I think this has led to some of you trying to break free from this bond, because the Nine of Wands comes with the Lover's card. These are not the best energies to have together, okay? Because someone's been defending against the powers of love, okay? And that can leave us in an absolute mess, Libra. We're trying to love someone who's not able to give to us. But I think that's what all these cards are about. You've been setting yourself free. I think some of you want to move forward with a new love interest to complete a cycle. The overall message of the High Priestess